Welcome back of the second episode of this mini-series of which stocks should you have on your watch list if this or this candidate gets elected as the new US president. In this video, you will discover what are the best stocks to buy if Kamala Harris becomes the next US president. As I mentioned in the first video about Donald Trump, these types of videos are in any case not any types of political opinions that I have, but in fact they are basically just some predictions of what are the different sectors and stocks that could potentially perform pretty well if any types of candidates get elected. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at the first pick on my list. One of the measures proposed by Kamala Harris if she gets elected as the next US president would be to be able to construct over 3 million new houses over the next 4 years. To do so, the Democratic candidate seeks to provide a great tax incentive to home builders that will give and produce great homes for first-time home buyers. Add to this, she wants to give $25,000 to help the new buyers with their down payments. So all of these measures could obviously benefit to the largest home builders in America, which is D.R. Horton with the ticker DHI. By operating in 118 markets in 33 different states in the United States, D.R. Horton has been able to build and sold over 1 million houses during its 45 years of existence. This makes it by far the largest and most important home builders in the United States, where it actually owns about 14% of the total homes closed in terms of the US single-family new home sales in 2024. In fact, over the last year only, the company has been able to close over 84,917 homes in its home building operations, in addition to 5,860 single-family rental homes and 2,112 multifamily rental units in its rental operations. This makes this type of company super valuable for the economic growth of the US economy because, as Zillow has predicted, that they were lacking over 4.5 million homes to solve the housing shortage. And so the different measures proposed by Kamala Harris would help these types of companies to continue to produce and construct great affordable houses for anyone. Indeed, when we know that the housing market has been booming over the last 5 years, it is interesting to see that over 90% of the total constructions of D.R. Horton are actually houses of less than $500,000. Add to this, while we've seen that the US interest rate has slowly started to get cut since September, this will not only help greatly the different home buyers that are looking to buy their first house, but also the different companies like D.R. Horton that are looking to increase their profitability. And so, even if the stock's value is currently up by over 80% since 1 year, with a price to earnings ratio of about 12 at the moment, it is definitely a company that still has a lot of room for growth for the future. Now, another crucial sector that has been talked a lot about both candidates is the energy field. On its side, Donald Trump definitely has a preference to
"We will drill, baby, drill."
At the moment, he focused on the production of natural gas and crude oil in the US. But on her side, Kamala Harris is mainly focusing on the production and the development of other renewable energy sources. And so, one of the big beneficiaries of the potential election of Kamala Harris would be NextEra with the ticker NEE. By being one of the largest renewable energy producers in the entire world, this company is able to generate over 72,000 megawatts of energy, largely from wind and solar sources. NextEra is also the world's largest utility company that was founded in the US and that generates more wind and solar energy than any other companies in the entire world. And so, as you can understand, this company is already thriving, which means that if Kamala Harris would become the next US president, it would mean some pretty good news for the investors. Indeed, Vice President Harris, in her policies from her 2019 campaign, has said that she would include a $10 trillion plan to reduce greenhouse gas emission with the objective to reduce greenhouse gas emission to zero by 2045. And so, since she says that her and the Governor Walz has the objective to always fight for the freedom to breathe clean air, drink clean water, and live free from the pollution that fuels the climate crisis, you can definitely understand that a company like Next Era would definitely be in our good grace, where we can see that the stock's value has already increased by over 30% year to date. Now, as her predecessor, Kamala Harris has often said that she was one of the most fervent supporters of the EV industry in the US. In 2019, she even said that she would expand clean energy tax credits to achieve 100% carbon neutral electricity within 10 years, while also increasing the vehicle fuel economy standards to ensure that all new passenger vehicles sold in the country emit zero emissions by 2035. Add to this, the vice president went to Detroit in May with a $100 million check for different small and medium-sized auto manufacturers. The funds were basically for all those EV companies to be able to increase their total production. And so, as you can understand, a company like Rivian with the ticker REVN could be some great beneficiaries of these types of measures. Rivian is an American electric vehicles producer that is currently worth over $10 billion. They are notably producing great electric vehicles such as the R1T pickup and the R1S SUV, which have both helped them to sold over 13,000 vehicles in the last quarter, which have helped them to generate over $1 billion of revenue during that quarter. And so the numbers are showing that they are still pretty far from a company like Tesla that is selling multiple hundreds of thousands of vehicles every single month. Nevertheless, if Kamala Harris would become the next US president, it would mean that with her back pro-electric vehicle policies, such as claiming an EV tax credit of up to $7,500 per vehicle, combined with $1.7 billion in federal grants and $7.5 billion paid out to the states to build a national charging network, all of these measures could greatly impact the valuation of this company that has been on a massive downside over the last 5 years, where it has lost over 90% of its total value. This decrease has been notably created by the growing competition in the EV market over the last couple of years, where we've notably seen that China has been gaining a lot of ground on that side. And so if Kamala Harris would become the next president, it would definitely help the smaller and the medium companies to regain some great momentum on that side. So there you have it. Those were 3 great stocks to keep on your watch list if you anticipate that Kamala Harris would become the next American president. And so if you haven't seen it yet, I would highly invite you to go check out what are the different stocks that you need to have on your watch list if Donald J. Trump becomes the next US president. And so to see the results, check out the video that's gonna be right over here, and I will see you soon. Peace!